my name is Sidney Wilson, and I am gonna just be running through a little bit about the modeling for 4-H. First things first, with what you're picking out to wear, I think it's super beneficial to try it on in the store, make sure it fits your body type nice, make sure the pants aren't too long, make sure the skirt isn't too long, just so you're not tripping while you're out here. Also, a good thing is to make sure your shoes fit really nice. If you're wearing heels, you want to make sure you can walk in them, not trip over yourself, so maybe practice a little bit. Make sure there's no gapping happening. If there is, you can take it in. You just want to make sure that you look super put together, as well as your accessories that you put with it and your hair. For boys, like your shoes, make sure you're not wearing tennis shoes with a tux or anything. So that's pretty much it on like the basics of that. So getting into the modeling portion, I've kind of marked out what it's gonna look like. It's a little smaller in here, like it's gonna be more spread out in the actual modeling building. So the basic gist of it is that there's a line in the back where you will stand and wait, and then there's 3 X's that make a triangle, and those are what you're going to utilize to actually show your garment. So first things first, we'll start from the top. You normally model with about 3 to 4 other people, depending on how many people enrolled in that project. So what you're gonna do is, if you're the first person in the line, you wanna make sure you're going to the end of the line to make sure you have room for the other people who are modeling with you. Same goes for the end person. You want to make sure you're not too close to the middle person. You want to make sure you have a good amount of space, not like crazy amount, but a good amount of space where you can't like touch shoulders. So for the sake of me just mocking this out, I'm just going to stand in the middle. So what you're going to do when you get here, you're going to walk out and you're going to turn to the front and have your shoulders back, head up. Just make sure you have an active presence. Don't like slouch, don't act like you don't want to be there. So make sure you look like you're having fun. Your cheeks might start to hurt after a while, but I have a tip for that later. So yeah, no talking to the people next to you. You stand pretty still, you can shift your weight, just make sure it's not anything crazy. So then when they say your name, they might be like, okay, Sidney Wilson, and I will walk over to this X. It doesn't really matter which X you go to. You can go to either, but you just want to make sure you decided before, so you're not standing there being like, you know? So I just normally go to the left X. So Sidney Wilson, I will go over here. I will stop for a minute. Not a minute, but like a couple seconds so that the judge can see the front of my garment. And then I will take a step to the side and turn, stand here for a sec, take a step to the front. So let's go over that turn a little bit more in depth. So what I like to do is when I get to the X, I will stand with my feet in not quite a V, but this heel is in the middle of this foot so that the judge can have a good look at my shoes. I also just think it's a super flattering pose. I think it looks good with every outfit. It makes you look like you have good posture. So I'm standing here and I just am gonna take a step with this foot to the side and shift my weight back, and step to the side and shift my weight back. You can also just like turn however you want. Just make sure you're not like making a big deal out of it, because it's just to show the back of whatever you're wearing. And also make sure you're not going too fast with it. Like, you want to give the judge ample time to see what they need to see. Okay, so now that we've gone from this X, you want to go side, side, center. You always end with center. So I just went side, so I'm gonna go to the other side. Just gonna walk. The judges like it when you make eye contact when you walk. I think that's a big point of like your presence being there. If you feel like you need to glance at the floor to see the X, that's totally fine. They'll totally understand. Just make sure you're not like looking at the ground the entire time. Just make sure you have a good presence. You're like here, and then you turn here again. Turn to the front, come to the center X. And turn to the front. So you're gonna turn on every single X you go to, and then once you get to the center X, you stand here, and the judge might like look at your garment for a second or two, and then she might ask questions. So a few of the questions I've gotten in the past is, what is your garment made out of? So make sure you look at the tag, make sure you know what it's made out of. Why did you get this garment? The judges like it if you have a story behind it, just so they know that you're not just buying it for this project and it's gonna sit in the back of your closet for the rest of the year. You want to be like, oh, I bought this for summer outings with friends. I bought this for a wedding. You want to make sure she knows that you're not just wearing it to this, because then you'll get your wear out of it. Other things you need to know is she might ask you to turn around again, just so she can see the back of the garment again. She might ask you to step forward so she can feel the fabric. It really just depends on the judge. I'm just gonna mock that out one more time, real speed, just so you can see what it looks like. I'm gonna go from the walk-in. So, I'm walking in, I have a good presence, I stop here, I wait for my turn. I might have someone on either side of me. They'll normally go left to right. So I'm standing here, and I walk to my first X. I turn, I wait for a second, I turn back, I smile. You can drop your smile when you're to the back of the room, just to make sure your cheeks aren't hurting the entire time. But make sure you have it back on when you turn back around. And then you go to the center. And you're done. And normally she'll just be like, okay, thank you. And then you just walk back to your spot on the line. And then you wait for everyone else to go, and then she'll be like, thank you. And you just turn and walk off, or you turn the other way and walk off. So they'll tell you which way to walk off. So yeah, that's really it. Good luck.